Good morning, everyone. My name is Alison, and my informative speech is on the awareness of the epidemic of autism spectrum disorder. Now, how many of you know about autism spectrum disorder? A little bit? Well, autism spectrum disorder is an epidemic that affects many members of society today and their loved ones. The Center for Disease Control states that actually 1% of the world population is affected by autism. To be more specific, the CDC also mentions that it affects 1 in 68 people in the United States today. Why I chose to inform you all about autism is because this is my 7-year-old sister, and she actually has a mild form of autism. So my family knows the strains it puts on her and us each and every day. If you know someone who has a disease or disorder, you know the troubling effects they go through. As I previously stated, autism is an epidemic that affects a pretty substantial portion of our population today. As you can infer, the autism statistic continues to be on the rise, so today I am here to inform you about general statistics of autism, the strain it puts on those diagnosed and their loved ones, and how to raise awareness. So according to the Center for Disease Control, the statistic for autism in 2000 used to be 1 in 150, but by 2012, it raised to 1 in 68, meaning a 119.4% increase. Autism does not discriminate. It does not discriminate in race or gender. It is more prevalent in boys. It's actually 4 times more prevalent, but the statistic for girls is on the rise. Considering this, many think that there would be a cause. Unfortunately, as of 2014, we still do not know if there is a cause, but the Autism Society website says that it could be because of brain abnormalities, particularly in the structure and function of the brain. In fact, researchers have looked at this by comparing brain scans of typical kids and autistic kids, and they found some pretty measurable differences, so they continue to look at that. In addition to this speculation, the Autism Society website also notes that it could be genetic. So researchers are furthering this study by looking for irregular gene segments and sequences in parents that have kids with autism. But all in all, the Autism Society website adds that unstable genes and brain abnormalities, particularly in the structure and function of the brain, might have a major link to autism. Have you ever thought about the everyday lives of those diagnosed? Unfortunately, autism spectrum disorder has no known cure. Autism greatly affects the lives of those diagnosed in many ways, such as in emotional ways, financial ways, and mental ways. Under those circumstances, autism can be very frustrating for those diagnosed because they may have verbal delays, they also may have speech delays, aggression problems, or they may never live on their own. Not only to those diagnosed, but of course you can imagine that their loved ones are hurting for them as they watch them go through these daily struggles. Not to mention there's many mental, physical, and emotional battles that come with autism. As a matter of fact, receiving government services such as hiring a nanny or money for funding cares for autistic children can be very costly and can take a long time to get. According to a recent Harvard study, caring for a loved one that has autism can cost almost $3 million in a lifetime, which is pretty crazy. Moreover, with this waiting for this government assistance, in some states it can actually take up to 10 years, meaning that these families will have to pay out of pocket, which can be financially stressful if they're caring for more than one child. My last point is that I would like to raise awareness on this epidemic and educate our nation to bring rise on this growing problem. Even though autism has no known cure, that doesn't mean we can't connect the puzzle pieces of autism by raising awareness. For example, we can participate in walks, and we can, like the Autism Speaks website notes, we can take initiative and reach out to employers who self-fund healthcare plans. And we can write to a federal official about the insurance reform to get benefits for families like my own. And we can even light it up blue, which is actually the slogan for Autism Awareness Month, which falls in April. And I encourage all of you to participate in World Autism Awareness Day, which is on the 2nd. And You can just wear blue to raise awareness, or if you're feeling more generous, you can donate money to the cause or buy autism awareness merchandise. In conclusion, autism is a growing epidemic that society needs to be aware of. To summarize this up, autism affects 1 in 68 people in the United States today. It puts a strain on those diagnosed and their loved ones, and we need to raise awareness on this subject. Lastly, remember, we can be the change we want to see in our society and be a step closer to linking the puzzle pieces of autism. Eat it.